नमामि श्रीद्वारिकाधीशं शोभया नित्यसेविदं शङ्खचक्रादिसंयुक्तं घनश्यामं चतुर्भुजं नमामि श्रीलालप्रभुः विठ्ठलेश सुपूजितम् आनन्दघनगौराङ्गं यशोदोत्सङ्गलालितम् सौन्दर्यं निजहृद्गतं प्रकटितं स्त्रीगूढभावात्मकं पुंरूपं च पुनस्तदन्तर्गतं प्राविविशत्स्वप्रिये संश्लिष्टा वयोर्भवौ रसमयः कृष्णो हि यत्साक्षिगं रूपं तत्त्रितयात्मकं परमभिध्येयं सदा वल्लभम्. When Bhagavad Ashraya and Anyashraya Tyag are the inner qualities of Vaishnav, or are the Antar Lakshans of Vaishnav, there only Tilak and Kanthi are the outer marks or the Bahya Chinnas of Vaishnav. The Bhagavad Ashraya and Anyashraya Tyag are the inner qualities, and Tilak and the Kanthi are the outer qualities or outer marks of Vaishnavism. The way different schools have different uniforms, and if two students are wearing different uniforms and going on the road, we can surely say that these two will be studying in different schools or are studying in different schools. In the same way, when a person has tilak on his forehead and kanthi in his neck, anyone can identify that the following person is a Pushtimargya Vaishnav or is a disciple of Sri Vallabhacharya, or he worships Lord Krishna. In our India, there are many religions, and all religions have different Bahya Chinnas or different outer marks. All the religions have some reason or some bhav behind the outer marks or the Bahya Chinnas of their own religion. Like the Shaivas or the disciples of Shivji, or the people who do seva of Shivji or who are devotees of Shivji, they put on Bhasma Tripunda on their forehead. The Devi Upasakas, or the people who worship Devi, they put a tika or a dot on their forehead. People who worship Sri Hanumanji, they put sindoor on their forehead. In the same way, people who worship Lord Krishna or are Pushtimargi, they put tilak on their forehead and wear a kanthi on their neck. Kanthi is made up of Shri Tulsi Ji, the caste or the wood of Tulsi plant, and tilak should be done of kanku, and under some crisis it is done of, or under some situation or some condition it is done with different materials. But in our Pushtimarg also sometimes it is done with different materials, but mostly and in regular basis we should do it with kanku. And it should be Urdhva Pundra Tilak, means it should be a U-shaped tilak. Urdhva Pundra Tilak is the significance of our Lord's feet, Lord's lotus feet. And Sri Mahaprabhuji explains in Sarva Nirnaya Nibandh that Shankh Chakradikam Dharyam Mrida Pujangam Evatat Tulsi Kashtaja Mala Tilakam Lingam Evatat. Means all the men Vaishnavas or the Purush Vaishnavas should put Shankh and Chakra filled with Gopi Chandan on their shoulders. On forehead they should apply tilak of kumkum, and they should wear kanthi around their neck. And this tilak is for only men Vaishnavas. Not only we are remembered as Vaishnavas with these marks, but also these marks reminds us of our Sevak Dharma, that we are following the Sevak Dharma of Pushtimarg. Tilak is the significance of our Lord Krishna's lotus feet, so it is very sacred and is very helpful to us in some crisis. We always feel Bhagavad Sharanagat when we put on tilak. This is a very experienced sentence, and many people experience that whenever they put on tilak, it gives them a very positive vibration into their body. It is said that the bindu or the dot that is between the tilak should be exactly on the Agya Chakra. That also keeps us in control, that this is the main concentration point of our body. And whenever you see big yogis or even our Shri Acharya Charan and Shri Gosai Ji, their eyes will be facing in the between of their eyebrows. That is the Agya Chakra. This keeps the man in control, mentally controlled, physically controlled, and the man is a perfect man, and his behavior, his thoughts, everything is under control. By just putting on tilak and wearing kanthi, this does not mean that we have completely devoted our life to Lord and we have become a perfect Vaishnav. There are many different pillars and many different points that we should follow for becoming a perfect Vaishnav. And one of the main points is asamarpit tyag. What is the meaning of asamarpit tyag? That whatever we eat or whatever we use that is consumed by Lord or is used by Lord or is just seen by Lord. That's why in our religion there is a kram of prasadi. That means once Lord has looked at it or has consumed it, after that we can have it. So whenever normal water or rain water or even a polluted water is mixed with Ganga Ji, it is also called as Ganga Jal. In the same way, anything that is offered to Lord becomes nirdosh and afterwards we can consume it. In the same way, if we consume the prasadi thing, there is no dosh in it and we can become more devoted towards Lord. But if we consume some samarpit thing or a thing that is not offered to Lord prior to us, then we can go bahirmukh or we have to face some separation from Lord. That is why Shri Acharya Charan explains us in Siddhanta Rahasya that asamarpita vastunat tasmat varjanam acharet, that we should always prohibit or we should always stop eating or consuming or even using asamarpit vastus. And by consuming this asamarpit vastus, we can have too much of dosh in us. There are 5 types of dosh, and I will not discuss these doshas in this episode because it will become too lengthy. So I will just pray God that we always get a higher stage in seva and we always keep our place and always maintain our position in Lord's feet. Shivallabhadhesh ki